Essentialism, the art of choosing what truly matters. Inspired by the wisdom of McKeown, there comes a point in life when you realize that saying yes to everything is another way of saying no to yourself. You begin to notice that you are exhausted not because you have too little time, but because you have given too much of it to what doesn't matter. You run faster, work harder, try to please more, and yet something in you feels empty, scattered, stretched thin. McKeown calls this the paradox of modern success. We have more options, more opportunities, and yet less clarity, less peace. The more we try to do, the less we become. Essentialism is not about doing less for the sake of laziness, it is about doing less, but better, focusing your energy on what is essential, so that every action, every choice, moves in harmony with your purpose. This is not a book about time management. It is a philosophy of being. You are invited to stop living as a machine of reaction and start living as a conscious creator. The essentialist does not chase everything. They choose, intentionally, wisely, courageously. They understand that every yes is also a no. That clarity is born in the space where noise is silenced. And that the essence of freedom is the ability to decide what deserves your presence. When you begin this journey, you first encounter resistance, because society glorifies busyness. We are taught that success means doing more, achieving more, accumulating more. But true success is not expansion, it is alignment. It is not the fullness of your calendar, but the fullness of your soul. To live as an essentialist is to slow down long enough to ask the questions most people never ask. What is truly important? What do I love deeply? What contribution do I wish to make? You begin to see that you cannot make a meaningful difference in everything, but you can make an extraordinary difference in one thing. The essentialist's power lies in elimination. They strip away the non-essential, not out of rejection, but out of reverence. They understand that saying no is not harsh. It is holy. Every no to distraction is a yes to presence. Every no to noise is a yes to depth. Every no to what drains you is a yes to what fulfills you. When you stop scattering your attention, you begin to experience clarity, a lightness that comes from simplicity. It's not about minimalism in things, it's about minimalism in thought. McKeown reminds you that the word priority was originally singular. It meant the one thing that matters most. Only in modern times did we pluralize it and lose our direction. You begin to see that the secret to fulfillment is not to have more, but to need less. You stop asking, "How can I fit everything in?" and start asking, "What must I let go of to live with purpose?" The essentialist lives with boundaries, not as walls but as sacred space. They guard their energy as a gardener guards the soil, because they know that every seed requires protection to grow. When you live without boundaries, you let the world decide your destiny. This is not selfishness, it is stewardship. It is taking responsibility for your life as a vessel of meaning. As you embrace essentialism, you begin to slow the frantic rhythm of your mind. You listen more. You pause before you say yes. You question whether your actions serve your highest intention. You learn to delight in simplicity. You rediscover the beauty of doing one thing well. When you are truly engaged in what matters, time dissolves. The mind quiets, and purpose becomes visible again. Essentialism is not about retreating from life, it is about returning to it. It's about trading quantity for quality, urgency for peace, chaos for clarity. You begin to realize that life's greatness doesn't come from breadth, but from depth. A tree does not grow taller by spreading thinner roots, it grows by going deeper into the soil that nourishes it. You too must go deep, into your values, your calling, your truth. To live essentially is to align your outer world with your inner compass, To make choices not from fear or habit, but from clarity and courage. You stop being pulled by everyone else's priorities and start living by your own. You begin to see that less is not a loss, it is liberation. It is the quiet joy of realizing you already have everything you need, if only you stop to feel it. The world tells you to say yes to everything. The soul whispers, say yes only to what matters, and when you finally listen, life becomes lighter. You breathe deeper. You feel present again. The essentialist's life is not small, it is focused, not empty but full of purpose. It is a life lived on purpose, not by accident. And in that stillness, you discover something sacred. Peace is not found in having more, but in needing less.